Let me sit my black ass back, son. So y'all just, I'm like not right in your face. It is the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. here in Chicago. And 1 a.m. is trying to be productive time because I can't sleep. And so being productive is doing an unedited LuuLuu. So let me just put on a little lip balm because, need to keep the lips a little soft and moist when we talking crazy. But anyway, this is some I think I got this at Aldi's or at the dollar store because even though I'm sorry. Let me plug her in. Okay. So y'all can hear me. So I sound good while I'm talking crazy. Um because I'm sorry. The whole 30 something dollar lip balms and no, I can't do that. Mm-mm. Okay, I can, but yeah, it don't happen often. I tried the Clarins lip oils a long time ago when they was first starting to get hyped. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just don't understand the hype of the lip oils. I'm like, so I'm gonna put this stuff on. It's only gonna last for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna pay $38. And then everybody's like, oh, they look so good and they make me look so juicy. Girls, quit lying. Okay, so since this is where I'm at, and as you see in this title that I came up with, which is things I'm over with, that's one of the things I'm over with. The incessant lying about things on the internet. Now, that's not to say that everybody is lying, but the hyperbole is so real on the internet and social media because everybody's doing this whole, they either they jumping on a bandwagon and going rah rah rah, or they're trying to create a bandwagon or a viral video. So they're saying some of the craziest shit ever. So yeah. So let's just talk about a few things that I'm over. Now, I've been saying this for a while, but let's just start with a couple of things I'm over in the fragrance community. I am over Bath and Body Works. That's right. I am over Bath and Body Works. Yeah, I haven't bought. Okay, I've bought now 3 candles for myself this whole year. Candles I'm okay with, but like the body care, I am truly over. Um, I think it's because it's another one of those things that's super inexpensive, and you wind up with a whole lot of it, and it's just like, oh my God. And everybody, and there's like a serious kind of like cult like following of to Bath and Body Works. And I don't know, I just got bored with it. I was like, this okay, I have enough. And to be quite honest, I just really don't really use the fragrance mist that much. And in order to use them up like people say they use them up, you've got to use an immense, you got to spray a lot. You got to spray a lot of this things. Why is this not looking as cute as I would like it to? Okay. You have to spray a lot of those. And I'm just... And when I think about layering, I think about the fragrances I have. I don't necessarily think, ooh, let me add this on. And let me tell you something. Is it just me? Let's talk about layering. So we're going to segue into the layering thing. I like layering, don't get me wrong. But is it just me, or are we seeing like this like huge amount of products being layered with, right? And I mean, like, I personally do stuff like body oil, body creams, right? I use my body wash, body oil, and body cream maybe. Then, I'm going to use a fragrance, maybe 2. Okay, that's where I'm at. I try to stay right around there. That's my sweet spot. But now I've been seeing people like literally they're doing 2 body cream, body butters. They're doing a body oil. They're doing a fragrance mist, and then 2 fragrances, maybe 3 fragrances. I'm like, and I smell so good. Did you really? I mean, you're gonna smell good either way it goes. Let's just be right there. You're gonna smell good because most of the things that we buy them because we want them to smell good on us. I don't know anybody who buys perfume fragrances to stink. I'm just so, and I do enjoy, and I think, layering is cute and everything, but it's just like, I've noticed that it's like people are increasing the amount of products they're using. And I think it's a direct correlation. And I'm talking about people on social media who are content creators. And it seems like this now, let's just overdo it in order to be more popular. Like, I'm really doing this thing. I might be wrong, but that's just the way it feels, because it's like you went from here to here. Okay. That's one thing. And I said it, and I'm going to say it real tough. I am over the Middle Easterns. The affordable Middle Easterns. I still love Amouage. Still love Nishane. I love Attar collection. But what I mean is the affordable ones, the Latifahs, the Fragrance Worlds, the Paris Corners, the Art Al Zaffarans, the multitude of the affordable Middle Easterns. Not because they don't make good fragrances. They do. But here's the thing. At that price point, they multiplied too fast. They have so many coming out. And let's just be honest, they are doing a lot of duping of stuff they've already duped and just putting a new name on it. I mean, literally, you're seeing people now talking about how this one is basically this one. So, and let's just be honest, there's only so many companies. There's a lot of subsidiaries underneath them. So they're duping themselves a lot of times with another name, and we're buying them because we goofy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, not to say we're goofy, but the other thing is they don't give out the notes too much. So you can't help but wind up with a lot of shit that smell the same, because they know. Don't put them notes out, because people going to start noticing, wait a minute, this is the same notes. Then we'll start checking. Without doing it, now you just buying over and over again the same thing. And people are saying that the redundancy is ridiculous. So, and I'm just over everybody rushing to get the latest one. Y'all know how I feel about that. It's like, okay, so now we rush. And don't get me wrong, we know I was loving Middle Easterns. That was 2023. That was 2023 Lou. 2024 Lou is over. And it's like, I'm not going to make my channel just about that. Like, Sea Chronicles, she got that sewn up. That's her thing. But there's a certain, listen, I only got so much space, and I am not invested enough in Middle Easterns to make all my space about Middle Easterns, because that's what it would be. And then I'd have to declutter them all the time. And we talking about, getting $20 a bottle, which means that I'd have to like get rid of a whole lot of shit all the time, do declutters all the time, give it away. No. Because I got some now, and I'm like, damn, I got to declutter this shit. Okay, whatever. So that's where I stand on the Middle Easterns. I'm just like really over them. I mean, like, I see like 17,000 people like the latest, the viral Middle Easterns. Honey, they all fucking almost all viral now at this point. Any damn Middle Eastern you get, somebody can say it's viral. All right, next up. I got so much stuff I need to add to my database. I am over gourmands. Now, that's not to say I don't have gourmands and I won't wear gourmands. But I think I'm tired of hearing about gourmands. And what I mean by that is, like, it's all about the vanillas. It's all about the caramels. It's all about the marshmallows. It's all about the pralines. It's all about those type of notes. And I am just tired of hearing about it. I mean, it's like the latest vanilla, the most beautiful caramel. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. 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 Okay. Now, let's get into some social media shit I'm over. first off, let's talk trad wives. The trad wife thing. Now, let me just say this. I don't have any problem with what these women are doing. I mean, if you are at home, if I was a stay-at-home mama, I'd be baking shit all the time and cooking up a whole lot more, because that would be my life. And that's an okay life. And hell, I would have loved to have that life with my kids, but I didn't. And so I'm not going to down or say the things they do, even though some of them is a little excessive to me. I'm not going to down it. But let me say this. Traditional wives and stay-at-home moms are those, right? Once you start putting out content, you have a job, honeys. I don't mean to break this to y'all, but y'all got jobs. Trad wives, y'all are internet wives now. Y'all working a job. Now, true enough, you're making it about your home. And I'm not mad at you figuring out making some money on it. But let's stop talking about it like there's no that they're doing this because a lot of this has to do with the content they're creating to supplement the income in their home. And ain't shit wrong with that. Let me just say this very clearly. There's nothing wrong with that. But the vibe is like, oh my God, okay, you are staying at home, but you figured out a way to be able to stay at home and still help your family. Cause and with that being said, let me segue into the other part that I'm kind of over. I am so over the excessive videos. And when I mean that, it's like doing things like just to the excessiveness where you going, huh? Like, for instance, I get watching people clean is quite interesting. I'm not gonna clean like that, but it's interesting. But it's like and I get it. This is their shtick. This is their niche. I ain't mad at it. But it's like, how many times you go show going like to a hotel, going here, cleaning your house? How many times? I get it because people want to watch you do it. But it's like, oh, okay, whatever. I got you. And then, but honestly, I watch a lot of them for the comments, because some of the comments are mean as hell. I mean, because I have to be honest. No matter what I think about whatever people are putting out, whatever content people are putting out, I don't leave negative comments. I just don't. I don't. I don't. I think because I do create, I take that into account. But also, I just feel like if I think it's goofy and stuff, I'm just gonna like laugh at it, and I'm not gonna hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm not gonna join in that conversation. I just feel like they're quite entertaining, the comments, I must admit, but I just don't do it because I don't know. I just don't feel right doing it at this point. I feel like, listen, they doing their thing. Okay. But now here's some other things that I'm over on social media. I am over the strutting man videos. And what I mean by that is like the silver foxes and other men who are consider themselves very good looking, very stylish, doing the strutting videos. I'm tired of the women, but the women don't do it as much as the men. I gotta be honest, this is sort of like a male subset. Where they're doing the walking around and looking so good, and then doing a like little pose, and they always have this slow motion vibe. It's always like with the cool music, and it's always a little slow. They've slowed down the walk, so you get every step of it. I am over it. And I get it. You're a nice looking guy. And I know, listen, that's your stick. I'm not mad at it. But I'm like, ladies, can we stop promoting this stupid shit? How many times we gonna look at these Negroes, these men walking around strutting around with their clothes on? Now, I actually like to watch the style people, you know, where they styling and they putting on. Those are cute to me. Not that I'm gonna style it, you know, because I am not that stylish. But I enjoy those. At least it's it. But when they just like all line, especially them silver foxes, when they do the whole thing, when they coming into some place and they all just, I don't care about y'all no more. And I'm an old chick, but I'm over them silver foxes. I'm like, okay, you're pooching. Go kiss your boyfriend. Oh, I said that out loud, didn't I? Okay, either we know they either hoes. They a hoe on whatever level they are. We know they hoes because they just give hoe vibes. They just give, I know I look good, so I'm a hoe. They just give hoe vibes to me, and it's just like, well, whatever. Another thing I'm over is the cooking videos, but not necessarily the cooking videos, but the videos of people cooking weird, you know, like doing some like, where you going, what the fuck did you just make? Like, and it's always some like, they just throwing some shit together and then they're like, and then throw it in the oven. And you're like, but this is disgusting. Like I saw somebody do, they called it, was it a nacho something? I don't know what the fuck, I can't remember what it was called. But it was like, and it was like, one thing I always hate when I see them pull out that canned cheese and they spread it on something, and those where they like, oh, we're gonna take this 5 pounds of meat and we're gonna throw it in, and then we're gonna put down some beans, and then we're gonna take some, and it's all this processed food that they're throwing in here, and then they're gonna bake it all up, and it's like, there are ants in my room. Oh Lord. Thought I wasn't crazy. How the ant get that up on me though? Okay, so let me put some more ant traps down. I hate summertime. That's the one thing. They gonna die. They gonna die. They gonna die. Honey, let me get these ant traps out. As soon as I finish this, they gonna die. I mean, ants are like, you know, they're just annoying to me. And I don't even know why they down here. Ain't no food. I don't even know why, but you know what? I'ma smell good. That's why the ant came up on me. They smell the fragrance I got on. They're like, ooh, I smell food. I'm not food. But I don't even have that on. I have succubus on before y'all ask me. I'm wearing succubus by Dreamhouse of Curio. It's like melon and wine. Okay. Just delicious. Okay. Next thing I'm over, and this is back to Fragcom. See, I'm kind of all over the place. It is unedited. Sorry. I am over the whole next viral, next trendy fragrances. I'm over them. I've always been over them though. So, I mean, that goes without saying. But I think that I'm over the saturation of the same thing over and over again. I love people who just like, they do their own thing. Yeah, they might have some, you know, popular fragrance and they'll talk about it. But they weave all this in together and it's much more interesting, right? So if they're talking about things that are hyped, they also have other things that might be interesting, as opposed to just always being hype after hype after hype after hype after hype after hype after hype, and then new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. And then declutter, 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 declutter. Oh, and let's not forget empties, 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 empties. Real talk, I need to think of some new content. I got one, but I got to figure out the fragrances I want to use for it. Okay. And then, so yeah, that's where I am. Now, let me tell you something. This is so funny. I was looking at somebody's talking about dating, and let's just talk about dating for a minute. And I was really thinking, I said, you know, you don't date because you don't even try. You don't even want to. I live my whole life in my house now. I'm okay with it. I like it. But it's like so interesting. It's like I never thought of myself being this person. You know what I'm saying? Where I wasn't real social, hanging out, being in spaces, flirtatious and stuff. I don't know. Is this the new? I'm like, so this is gonna be me at 60? I'm just gonna be chilling. I think so. I mean, honestly, at this point of my life, I think that if y'all find out that if I'm dating somebody, it's gonna be by pure fucking chance. It's gotta be, because it ain't like I'm putting out any effort to meet anybody. Speaking of that, can I just say this? And I know this is terrible to say, but is it just me? Because we're older people. We older. But when I see people on social media, especially the book, this is where this really happens, in our age group, who are posting up like who they're dating, and I'm so in love. I feel like this at this point in time in our lives, and I've seen a few people do this recently. The next time I want to hear about somebody you dating, be married. You about to marry their asses. You getting engaged. You about to marry them. That's when I need to hear about them. I don't need to be hearing about these fly by night motherfuckers that might not last long. And stop telling me you in love with them. I need longevity before you start bringing them out. Like, I know this one girl, and I loved how she did this. I've known her off and on. We, like social media wise, I know her much better. But we used to be in the social circles, and we all were hanging out in them Facebook groups and stuff. So anyway, she dated this guy for quite some time, and every once in a while you hear her say something about my guy, but it was rare, very, very rare. And then when you finally heard about him, they was in Vegas getting married. I loved it. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, because she didn't like do this whole publicizing her relationship. By the time she really put this on social media, they were getting married. They were married. I absolutely thought that was the coolest thing. Now, she talks about her husband all the time, and I think it's cool because, hey, she went that route. Now, I'm not saying you got to get married. Let me just say this with somebody. I'm trying to get married. But can I have some longevity before you start talking about that person? Can we just have some longevity? I'm just saying. I just saying, okay? Just saying. Okay, so that's one thing that's been in my head, because I saw this one person I know, and it's like, especially when you know the inner stories, because of course we know that everybody exaggerates on social media. Unless, of course, say people like me who just really don't say shit. Because I really don't. I might throw my grandkids up. But it's not like, oh, I'm living the best life. I'm out of here. No. No. Mm-mm. If I'm no. Okay. But it's like when I see people who are in our age group, 40 plus, and they are really like pushing this, I'm living my best life, but you kind of know they aren't, because you know some of their inner workings. Doesn't that make you chuckle? Because I know I chuckle every fucking time I see that shit. Because there's certain people that I have a whole chat group, me, B, and somebody else, and we make fun of these people. Now, see, that's how you make fun of people. See, I'm never going to post up on your shit and tell, you know what I'm saying? But the people that I talk to, we going to have a nice little time chuckling about people and stupid shit that people are doing. Now, I'm not going to comment on it, on your stuff, but I am going to chuckle at your ass. So, just so you know, I do chuckle. I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't. Now, speaking of that, I am working on my delivery. And the reason why I say that is because I can be very curt, very direct, very forceful with my delivery about my opinions on things. So I'm working on that because I know I've offended quite a few people, and I think I've offended. I think the end of 20. I think I've really been offending people more so with some of my opinions. Now, of course, if you on here, you know I got opinions, but I am not here intentionally trying to upset folks that had them in their feelings. That's not my intention. I don't want people to feel like fuck that bitch. I will never want to talk to her again. I guess that's okay too. But I am gonna work on my delivery, and when I say my delivery, I mean not being so you need to listen to me, because you ain't gotta listen to me. You just don't. You just don't. You just don't. So so for the people I've offended recently, that was not my intention. Of course, and let me just say this. Let me say this. A lot of times when I'm talking about things, it's not necessarily in reference to one person. So I think sometimes people get offended because they think that I'm talking about them, but I'm not. I'm usually talking about the collective. Like, I've been seeing some stuff happening and I just want to talk about it. And maybe you just did something in reference to that. And so you feel like I'm probably talking about you. When I'm actually talking about the collective, I'm like, yeah, everybody doing this now. I'm usually talking about the collective. I don't necessarily make things about one particular person. It's just things that I'm noticing, and it's usually seeing it in a lot of different spaces. So just remember that. And I think sometimes that's what we have to remember. When people say something, like they always say, hit dogs holler, right? I think sometimes we have to understand that maybe they're not hitting you. They're just hitting out. They're just hitting. They just swatting. And maybe, and like, for instance, I'm just swatting sometimes. Just saying some shit that I'm noticing. And I'm not trying to hit anybody in particular. But I think sometimes I hit people and they take it like personal. And it really is never that personal to me. Honestly, it is not. Now, and when I feel myself becoming a little too personal, then I back up off of it, because then I know, okay, this is in reference to this person in particular. So I don't do that a lot. I try not to. So if you felt that way watching something that I did, that I've talked about, that was never my intention. And that was not what I was doing. I know it might have felt that way, but honestly, it was not that way. I'm just talking about shit that I see on the internet, and I have to see it enough for it to call attention to it. Or because I'm seeing things and I see this trend happening, or I feel this trend, I'm going to tell y'all about it. Now, that trend, feeling that trend and seeing that trend, and you being a part of that trending, that's not that I didn't know, or I wasn't there. I wasn't aware that you was going to be that person. So I just want to make sure, and if I have offended you, that was not my intention, and I will give you an apology for that, because that's never my intention. So anyway, this is the end of this Unedited in the middle of the night. I'm starting to ramble. I think this has helped me. I think I'm going to go on and lay down now, get me some rest. You all get some rest too, because if you watch it as soon as I post it up, which is going to be right now, about 2 a.m. Chicago time, well, go and get some sleep. All right, talk to you later. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free, and be the hoe that you want to be, not the hoe they tell you should be. Oh, I need to write that down. Be the hoe you want to be, not the hoe they tell you should be. You can insert anything other than hoe. Be the woman you should want to be, not the woman they tell you should be. The girl, the princess, whatever you want to call yourself. The queen. I don't care, but y'all know what I meant. Okay, talk to you later.